Look me in the eyes.
I am looking you in the eyes.
And I'm gonna wait to hear the loop back because, well, that's what I do. Some people have like an intro to the show where they like play some music or something.
Irongeek.
What I do. Some people have like an intro to the show where they like play some music. All right, that's the loop back. We are live. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Irongeek Cast 54 now, and I'm calling it FitBit OpSec because we don't have a whole lot of stories in the show notes, but we're going to cover what we can. How are you folks doing?
Good.
I'm doing great. I'm working on reducing my network footprint.
Doing all right.
I need to put up some metadata stuff for besides Huntsville and drive down to Alabama this weekend, and apparently having a new venue. I didn't go last year because my mom died that week, so I couldn't make it. But I'll be going back down to this time and hanging out with InfoSec Redneck and having a good time. Huntsville's an interesting town if you ever get to go there. I mean, Alabama in general is kind of rural, but Huntsville is this very big tech mecca right there in the middle of all this rural and
space shit.
Well, space stuff, aerospace, defense. I mean, or what is that base? That Air Force base that's there? Isn't it Air Force base?
I know if I say a word, it'll be wrong. I can't remember it, but yeah, I think there's one up there.
Oh, Huntsville. Let me look it up.
I don't know. Just check your FitBit tracker.
I feel like Redstone Arsenal.
That's the one.
Yeah, I feel like I should have been doing more stuff. HackerCon's upcoming. Besides Huntsville, I'm probably not going to be speaking because I'm not on the schedule because I didn't tell them to speak. I'll bring some lockpicking stuff and I'll plan on recording. I just got to get right stuff packed, and this is the first con of the year to record, which just seems kind of weird. It feels like I've been off for quite a while. Besides Tampa is February 17th. Going to be hanging out with the Hedgie. Besides Nova is February 24th. Besides Columbus, March 2nd. Besides Indy, March 10th. Besides Chattanooga, March 24th. And Aid has been added to my list for April 5th and 6th. I think that's the only days I need to be there. And I took some vacation time for that. And let's see, besides Nashville is April 14th. And let's just leave that. And you know what? Maybe more people need to do their own con names. Like, besides everything, maybe more people should start their own little branding. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's just the help and stuff you get from the B-Sides framework or whatever it is.
Now, I'm not sure how much help they actually get.
That's really that's really what the B-Side stuff is a framework. It's like they basically give you get someone to talk with, and they give you kind of like how to do stuff and how to get your financials set up. I mean, they don't like help you with it, but it's like a framework, like a guideline to start with, basically, from what I've been looking at least.
Yeah. Well, Crapico, we rearrange this and we go ahead and start off with yours. Malware exploiting Spectre meltdown flaws and merges. So, what all has going on as far as that story?
This dropped today, or this article was written today. Let me just pull it up here. I have it here. The too long didn't read is AV Test, which is a security or antivirus testing firm, reported that they had seen 77 malware samples related to CPU vulnerabilities, and the number has increased to 119 by the 23rd. The latter the number before was the 17th. So essentially, what we're seeing is, or what they were seeing, was a bunch of proof of concept that have been modified, just to see and poke around to see what they could find, and just do some research and figure out how to get it running at this point, and to see people, or to get leaks from users, and then Yeah, and then they're gonna be doing some more targeted attacks. They're not calling it an exploit yet. They're just seeing it as like modified proof of concept at this point. The article goes a little more in depth in some mitigation steps, which is basically just turn off your computer when you're not using it, or update the BIOS, whatever. So yeah, that's the basic thing. So the interesting part for what I was looking at was we're starting to see more people start to develop on it, and we'll probably see, in my opinion, which is a very noob opinion, we probably will see some people try to try to make full-on exploits and maybe try and see if they can actually breach some actual valuable data, which might lead to more and more dangerous things. So I kind of put this in the show notes to see what your guys' take was on it, because I was like, this could be something, but really it's just research at this point.
Does anybody have any opinion?
Yeah, right? We're all just sitting here.
Didn't Microsoft roll back a bunch of Intel patches for the Spectre, stuff like that?
Yeah, for the Meltdown one, it was causing unscheduled restarts. So say you have your server running, whatever service you're running, and it just randomly would restart and your service would go down. So everyone's freaking out. It's like, why is my service down? And then companies are losing money on that, which is great. And the article kind of goes a little bit into that, saying if you don't, or not to download the Spectre, specifically Spectre patches, saying that they're gonna they're gonna start messing with your systems until Intel or whoever you're using fixes whatever's going on with their stuff. Which, in all honesty, we probably should have seen coming, because it felt like everyone was rushing to do this in the first place, or rushing to fix it. So the fix is a Band-Aid solution for a problem that's like you have cancer.
Right.
So yeah, have you guys talked about the Meltdown and Spectre attacks before, or should I give like a brief synopsis of what that is?
We talked about a little bit of previous cast, but essentially my understanding is one particular process on the CPU can possibly, because of how it was doing a speculative branch prediction, look into the memory of a different process and get data that it should not be able to get to. Is that roughly it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And in the show notes, I posted a link to a proof of concept piece of code that uses the shared array buffer in Chrome, which is a flag that is off by default. So that is also a good thing. So I had to turn it on for the code to actually work, so I could actually see if it even worked at all. And you can just run it by running the HTML file and opening that up in your browser, and then it will show you the spectre.js file that's being called. So you're seeing the line of code that's being executed in the JavaScript file at the, let me look, I believe it's at the top of the HTML page. Or sorry, it's on the third line of the HTML page. Which I have a picture of. Which was very cool. I was playing around with the buffer, or not the, or the offset that it was setting. It was setting it at like 20,000 or yeah, like hex 20 and 6 more zeros or something like that. And then I just started playing around with like, what if I do F here, and then see what I get from that. And then eventually it was just a bunch of garbage because it was reading executable binary and stuff like that. Which I also thought was interesting.
Yeah, I haven't really messed too much with the Spectre meltdown stuff. I haven't really had a lot of time here recently.
Yes, if we only had more hours in the day.
Right?
Right. Yeah, and I just started looking at it today, so I take everything I say with a grain of salt. Because I don't fully understand how it works yet. So I might have said something that's incorrect, but so fact check. I'll fact check myself later.
At least you're looking at it more than what most people do. I know quite a few people that are quote unquote in technology or infosec that don't do anything past what their job requires.
Right.
Which is a good way to not learn anything.
Hey, it's kind of hard going deep into my job description and then seeing a scroll over here that I kind of want to learn more about, but you know.
Hey, if you're going deep into your job description, that's different. But if you're like the you know, that guy that just kind of there, you know, you never give him anything hard, or you know, you just get the easy stuff. because he's just kind of there, and you know he doesn't really give a shit, and he hates technology, and he just wants to go home and drink beer and watch football, you know.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard working and learning all these different SOC tools all at once.
Yeah. There's, I mean, I guess. What's up, Charles?
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah, there's multiple avenues you can go down, and you know, once you pick one, there's always room to improve and learn.
What avenue are we
right?
going
I mean,
down?
I'm not knocking at all.
Baltic.
But you know what I'm saying is as long as, you know, at least he's trying to progress his knowledge and further his personal advancement. You know, there's a lot of people that literally, you know, 5 o'clock when they walk out the door, they just forget everything they do. You know, they don't want to talk, think, or anything about it. You know, and it's like, I mean, yeah, you can have a career like that, but I mean, is it? It's not going to be. I mean, if you're not passionate or excited about it, you know, it's not going to be any fun for you. It's going to suck, and you're never really going to be the one that knows everything. You know.
No, it's impossible. You're not going to know.
Well, not the one that knows everything, but you know, you're not going to be the guy everyone comes to because you're not the guy that enjoys.
Yeah, for me, I work as a web dev by day, doing back-end development, and then when I come home, it's like, okay, what's the newest security news, and what can I look at, what can I play around with? So It's kind of like my hobby at this point. I hope to turn it into a career after I graduate. So
you will.
Yay!
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
So that's what'll happen.
As long as you keep pursuing it, eventually someone will hire you.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple of the guys that I know that from just professors or people that my professors have introduced me to, they've been like, yeah, and I got to know them like outside of school and work and stuff like that. Right. They're like, yeah, we'll totally get you in, whatever. Even after I get back from like currently I'm in the Netherlands for 6 months, and then when I get back, they're like, okay, we'll see if there's a job opening for you. And I'm like, I haven't even graduated yet.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It does not matter.
Well, here's
Put your extracurricular stuff on your resume, man. Like all the stuff you do at your house, your home lab, any of the reverse engineering or any of that messing around with
all
hardware.
counts.
Put all that on your
Yeah.
resume, man.
That all counts.
Yeah.
When I got this job here, that was the first thing they said. They said, we really like the fact that you put your home lab on the resume because it shows a drive and a willingness and a passion for the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, what's also fun for me to put on my resume is I actually started. I work at a student run business inside of the university that I go to, and the teams are segmented off into like different groups. So for like different areas, so we have like business, like audiovisual, IT, and then IT was split up in a couple different ways. And I brought up to the director, I was like, hey, I have this idea for a security group. Like, we could do this, and we've got contacts that we could make some money off of this, doing some like risk assessments or stuff like that, and just
Nice.
and we have a mentor for that. And yeah, it took a year and a half because he didn't really see the intrinsic value in it yet. Until I started getting some support from professors and a couple other coworkers as well, because to them they were seeing just money pit. They weren't seeing how it could actually make money.
Make sure all that gets on your resume too.
Yeah, so that's now my title is security team lead at Bureau 507. So yay for a team of one.
Wow. Yeah, that's very, like I said, very impressive, man. Keep up the great work, man.
Yeah,
keep on rocking.
Kind of side note, I saw on Twitter, Troy Hunt did a talk, and I haven't looked at it yet. On
man,
yeah, right. Did a talk. Yeah, he did a talk, and he built a lesson plan on Pluralsight for free on building a security culture at your company. So I'm gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna be watching the hell out of that, and then figuring out how I can boost that as well. It's really funny because I've converted one non-IT person already to that, or to having like a more security minded focus while they're at work or whatever, and he's actually a graphic designer. So he was sending this dude was great. He would get like phishing emails to his school email, and he'd be like, this doesn't look right, Nate, there you go. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely that. Like, I would like open it up in a VM, go to the link, and I'm like, yep, this dude is phishing everyone right now. And then I would send it over to the university security team because it was coming through their domain. They needed to know about it, whatever. And I actually know one of the guys, or the guy that handled it, so it was super funny. But that comes from a graphic designer, which you would not think would be one to catch that. They're usually like patient zero in social engineering attacks like that.
Well, when you graduate, let me know. I know a place is hiring.
Thanks, man.
And speaking of hiring, well, I had it was an interesting day today, right? So, and tell me if I'm looking at this wrong. And this is just in my mind, a tool does not make you a penetration tester.
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying, it makes life a little bit easier, but
makes life a lot bit easier. But
yeah, because I've just,
especially if you're not a developer and you suck at writing code.
Yeah, I'm just expressing my insanely passion, I hate when
No,
anyway.
I agree, man. Like, a tool doesn't make you a pen tester.
Like, yeah, that kind of goes back to like improving yourself too. Sorry, go ahead.
So we have one guy. It was one of the pen tests or whatever. Something's not going right, and the dude's like, "Well, we don't have the resources to do the job." So the team lead, the guy that was the team lead on this is saying this now, right? Mm. So coordinator, the sales rep or whatever was like, "What do you mean you don't have the resources?" Well, most places we don't have Metasploit Pro. We don't have Burp Suite Pro. We don't have Nessus Pro. Like he was naming all the tools.
We don't have all the Rapid 7 tools.
I'm like, even though you don't have that, it still should deter you from doing your job if you're hacking. Like I mean, there's tools I've used free version of Burp Suite.
There's plenty of open source tools out there that do it too.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes they're even better.
Exactly. But the only difference between like Burp Free and Burp Pro is just the fact that like Intruder is a lot faster. Like, and you can scan websites.
Yeah, you have to manually build all the attacks in the free version.
Yeah, but I mean that makes you better. I don't know, man. I just look at stuff and do like even like for example, like I even have a Python script that checks for the message on a web server. I don't just rely on Nmap.
Right.
Yeah, because you could get false positives all day.
Exactly. So, and then what if it's a situation where Python, like you get on a box and Python is not even installed on the server? Guess what? Oops, you need to know Bash. If Bash is not installed, guess what? You need to know PowerShell. And
PowerShell.
Reliable. Yes.
VB script.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And even to modify, if you don't know, if you need to know at least some basics about VI. Because that's 90% of the times when you run into a Unix bug, that's what you're going to see.
God, I hate VI though.
VI, yeah. I haven't worked with VI. I've worked with Vim, but that's it. And a little bit of Nano.
VI on steroids, that's all. With the colors and stuff like that. Hell,
VI with
to this
muscles.
day, I still use Corn Shell on my MacBook. I still use Corn Shell.
Yeah.
I'll never give up Corn Shell. I love Corn Shell. Corn Shell to the day I die. I'm all about that K. I'm all about that K. About that K. About that K. I'm all about that K. About that K.
On my terminal.
Yep. On my terminal. Yep.
No Bash.
Like today, I put on the bulletin. I said, let's put some bass in it, y'all. So I was just doing all of my a lot of my responses in base 64 encoding and some base 32 encoding. Just geeking out a little bit. Like, yeah, let's put some bass. Just to have some fun with it, man. Just bass. Come on, everybody, let's get to basing for free.
No, what's interesting about that is when I first started out doing anything like hacking or research or whatever, it was my mentor told me you can look at the guide, but then figure out why it works. And if you don't figure out why it works, you're not going to improve yourself.
Right.
So he even told me like the first CTF he gave me or I told him to do. Or I told him I was doing, he was like, don't look at any guides, figure it out for yourself. And I spent like 6 months on this CTF that was like a beginner level CTF. I just in between like school and work and whatever. And eventually I figured out like more about how and what was going on rather than just being a skid.
Right. Yeah,
that's cool. Go ahead.
That's one of the things I always like when people talk to me about like, oh, how do you get into it? How do you do this? I'm like, don't like learning the tools is fine and great, but you need to know why the tool did what it did. Like what was how did that vulnerability work? What did you do? Why did it do that? You know, if you don't understand the why to the how, you know, you don't really know. You know, you don't know how it works.
You know what helped me understand how packets function? By coding in Scapy. Like crafting that packet.
Right.
Crafting that packet and make you learn more about packets than you ever would.
Yeah, because you got to read all the stupid freaking RFCs.
Yeah. That and I don't know. And as of late, and I've been all over the net playing with like it's a 64-bit assembly, just having just having some fun with it, and you're looking at the differences and whatnot. Actually writing like basic code in assembly. I'm not even using C to figure out what it does.
Oh,
just basic code.
There you go,
dude.
But it's getting, you know what? It's like Robitussin, man. So you need that medicine. If I'm ever, and anybody's listening on this chat, on this podcast, if you ever gonna learn anything about writing exploits, you have to know assembly.
Oh yeah.
Just you have to know both. And that's what I'm finding.
But,
you got to know both. Yeah, you can write exploits in Perl or Python, or even Ruby.
But you're not going to find them. You're just leveraging stuff that somebody else has found.
Right. So,
which, I mean, just writing your own tools to leverage known vulnerabilities is still a lot further than what a lot of people do, especially nowadays. Now we got Metasploit and all that shit.
And you know what's crazy? I was watching. I don't know. You know how like sometimes you just go back to old articles that you read when you first started out getting into like the field. So I always go to this website called elkhorn.com, the hacking lab. And like this thing always resonates with me. Hacking is something that must come from within inside you. The fact that somebody says it can't be done, take it as a challenge. And my response is just try it. Believe me, we all learn this way, and I don't think there's any better way.
Right.
And I always go back to that. Yeah, when people say it can't be done, just try it.
I wrote up a risk assessment report right before I came over to the Netherlands for my job, and it was on a specific application that we had one simple login, but then we had a pretty lockdown login. But I looked at it, I'm like, well, it's brute forceable. And the IT lead who is on the project and just IT lead in general, he was like, no, you can't do that. You can't. There's too many tokens. There's too many cookies that you need to pass and whatever, or that would need to be passed, and they terminate and whatever. And when I was doing the assessment, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to try it. So I tried writing a Python script to do it, just tried sending it for just like a simple login. It didn't work. I'm like, okay, let's try something else. And I started looking at more options because one thing doesn't work, you have to move on. And I just figured out, just Burp Suite. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was a really funny thing. It was really funny because once it authenticated, I just started getting 500 errors from my word list. Because I was like, hey, you're already logged in. Stop pinging this point. You're already in.
Stop it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but I just had that moment earlier today where the guy was just depending on tools and just going back and forth. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, just say that shit. Stop trying to bother people.
Tools are great. I mean, sometimes, but you kind of gotta, like you said, if the company doesn't have the money for freaking Nexpose or Metasploit or whatever the hell it is, you gotta figure out a different way. And Nexus, you gotta find another way.
And plus, like, I love learning from my friends and just I enjoy this shit, man. It's nothing else I'd rather be doing but being on a computer and learning something new and sipping my nice, beautiful caffeine.
Right, caffeine. What's your flavor of choice?
Oh my god, I just love I've been drinking this Black Rifle coffee. Whew.
Black Rifle coffee.
Yes.
Why the coffee black?
Oh. All of it is black and brown.
Oh man.
Here we go.
There's something about that black and the rifle.
Right.
Something about that Black Rifle. Matter of fact, Oh my goodness, I can't with y'all, man. I don't know if you guys follow. I don't know if you guys follow Evil Mog on Twitter. He's the one that put me on to Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, Evil Mog is real cool.
Yeah.
If you want to learn about crypto, talk to that guy.
Now, wait. Are we talking crypto as in like...
Not cryptocurrency.
Here we go.
The real crypto.
Okay, the real crypto. Just make sure
Not-
we're talking about this fake crypto.
Yeah. No, not that crap.
Uh,
The real crypto.
I saw a funny.
I remember Evil Mong coming to DerbyCon dressed up in drag.
I love it, man. He's hilarious. Him and my favorite pirate. Him and my favorite pirate are hilarious.
Oh,
last,
Yeah.
it was last year you dressed up, or yeah, last DerbyCon, he dressed up like Sailor Moon.
Yes.
And these three guys.
I saw the picture.
These three guys I met, right? Like they were contractors, you know, ex-military guys. So like,
Yeah.
you know, I instantly was like, hey, we're friends. And, you know, they were like, hey, friend. And, you know, the military just kind of find each other like that, right?
Yeah.
So we started talking, and one of their buddies was like really into anime and really into Sailor Moon, apparently, and was convinced that Evil Mog was not a dude.
Oh no!
What? Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wow!
I've seen-
Don't put him out there like that.
I've seen uglier women, but no, Evil Mog is not.
But then he did the whole freaking like, you know, going up the escalator thing with that short shorts, and the tuck wasn't that great.
Oh,
Oh!
no!
I happened to walk by. I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
The other guy still didn't notice. I'm like, dude, like,
He said Sailor and Moon.
yeah, he was just infatuated by Sailor Moon, and I was like, dude, that's the guy. That is 100% a guy.
No, I don't think it is. What? Oh, yeah, it is. I'm scarred for life.
Right? I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was at the top of the escalator. I was at the bottom. It was bad timing.
Best DerbyCon ever.
It's like, oh, why'd I look up? This is terrible.
Hey, what happened? What is going on?
What is life? I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I just yeah. He's
a cool guy.
Yeah,
Cool
and
guy.
I don't know. Does anybody know any Red Teams? People from Red Teams blog?
Red Team blog? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Red Teams. They're pretty good too. They're very good too. I like blogs as well. They got some cool stuff that they do as well. So yeah, Red Team. It's just Red Team's blog. I mean, they got the the devil signal symbol. Some people might frown upon that, but oh well.
Is that the professionally evil guys?
I don't know if they're professional evil guys. The professionally evil. I forgot what's the name. Kevin Johnson. What Johnson, right?
Kevin Johnson, yes.
Kevin Johnson, yeah. Real nice guy. Really knowledgeable about web app and hacking web applications. So those guys that are real cool. I mean, there's so many people in the industry. Like, it's just, I mean, you take your pick. Anything you really want to learn about, I mean, they're there, man. And that's what makes it so cool, because everybody, it's all about, like I said, knowledge and learning. So
yeah, that's
anything
something
you
I
want to
really
know is there.
I like this
Yeah.
guy. Someone asked him his minimal Red Team kit, and it's a Glock and a couple knives.
Yeah.
Extra
Yeah,
magazine.
Yeah, those guys don't mess around. They're like, all right, look,
As a man after my own heart.
Yeah,
I
he's
should get a
like,
drink
yeah,
with this guy.
I should do something.
Yeah, it looks like they're military of some sort. They must have been.
Yeah.
And if your red team kit consists of a Glock and an extra mag, most people would take one. The Army takes an extra.
Yep.
The Army carries 7 mags.
Oh, on
Yeah.
subject, I'm gonna
Yeah.
because it's in the
Yeah,
show.
maybe more if they can get away with it.
If you
yeah,
can
yeah.
get away
Pretty
with it, the basic combat load is 210 rounds, 7 mags.
This is in the show notes. Have you all seen that thing about the fitness app? Where people are, mapping out military bases and black sites.
I was about to ask you. What,
Yeah, and it probably
what-
wouldn't surprise me if I go check my other email account that they
They banned all Fitbits?
somebody up in the Pentagon has sent out the mass message to everyone to take them shits off if you're deployed.
Or at a black site, or some sort of secret facility.
No, they'll just flat out send it to everybody deployed. Take off your fucking Fitbits and all your fitness trackers and all that.
Yeah.
Like your fucking cell phone doesn't work over there anyway, unless you work a deal
Unless
out
you
with
get
the local
set up.
Hodge.
Well, I mean, everybody's got Haji cell phones over there,
Hey, right?
So,
That's racist, by the way.
Well,
okay, fine. Everybody has local cell phones over there. How about that?
Every single Army guy and Marine guy and anybody else that's ever touched foot on ground calls it a Haji market. So, it's
What does
I wonder. Go ahead.
a Hajj or a Haji. A Haji is someone that has completed the Hajj, which is a pilgrimage to, I believe, Mecca. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what a Haji is. Is
So
someone
Haji's a racist term?
technically, because
Yeah,
it's considered rude to call someone a Haji that's not
Yeah.
a Haji.
Okay.
So, but by calling everybody a Haji, it's the same.
Where some things like there was somebody who was upset. I've seen some things that people are upset about the Spanish word negro, and someone named the dog negro, and people were
Negro.
freaking out about it, and I'm like, what?
That just
Black dog?
It's just Spanish for black. I mean,
that's where the derogatory term came from, though, because the Portuguese, when they brought them over, said negro. And
You know what?
rednecks
And-
don't speak
and people-
Spanish, but
But you know what's crazy?
neither do I.
Like we said, we're in a time where it's like nobody can't even say anything no more. It's just like, I mean, just certain words. It's just like I mean, I don't know no more. It don't even have to be anything derogative. It's just that people take it a certain way, and the next thing you know, it's a problem.
right.
Yeah,
I said something earlier today, and it was like benign, and then I was like, oh crap! Like I wasn't because new job, and I wasn't sure like how people would take certain phrases or like I guess not what is it called, like a common like cultural saying or something like that.
Idiom.
Expression or idiom, yeah. Like it's a common idiom, that I've had carried around forever, I guess. And I said it, and I can't remember what it is now, but I remember going, "Oh crap! I hope nobody takes it wrong." I'm like,
People might have a bad opinion of me now. Run!
right? Yeah.
yeah. It's
And then I said rice burner after that, and I was like, "Oh shit!
Oh,
I gotta
no.
stop
oh
talking."
man, that
I was
yeah.
talking to a car guy about the guy. He's a defense engineer now. Does like reverse engineering and VR rules and crap like that. But
Yeah.
talking to him, he growing up, he was an actual engineer for cars, self-taught. Built a lot of cars and stuff. And I was talking to him about pistons and the compression ratio with turbos and the best way to kind of combat the heat and expansion issues. And I was like, I was talking to a lot of the rice burner guys, and they say you just put a smaller piston in, you get a lot of piston slap till it warms up. And then I was like, crap, like. It's like now they're gonna freaking think I'm racist because this is a rice burner, and it's just back home that's a common freaking term for a Japanese car,
Yeah, and if you're like in the car community, that's like just normal. Like if you're talking about, it's still a derogatory term, but it's not like on a racist level from what I've seen.
Every race and culture on the earth eats rice.
Yeah.
So how was that? Yeah, that's all I'm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh, I had somebody tell me that they don't think Donald Trump is a racist. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
They don't think Donald Trump's racist?
Yeah, I'm like, what planet you living on?
I'm sure he's a little bit.
Echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know.
I like the song. Everybody's a little bit racist. You heard the song?
You think so?
You heard the song? It's an Avenue Q song. Everybody's a little bit racist.
Yeah, it's just so much energy that goes into being that. Like, it's just too much. Like,
yeah, you kind of got to try at it, you know.
No, I don't even want to try it.
You got to remember not to be nice to certain people, you know.
Yeah, like it's just nuts. It's crazy. Don't be nice now.
Well, you know, back where you can't say certain things or whatever anymore. Like in basic training, there was someone, I can't remember what was done. I just remember what happened afterwards. But someone had done something they weren't supposed to, or it didn't. It might have been benign. I don't remember. But the drill sergeant came out and he was yelling. He was like, "Who did this? Blah blah blah." And he was, you know, there was like 5 or 6 of us out there, and I was like, "Hey, Black did it." And,
oh my god!
And this other guy, another black guy. So Black was black, and a black guy was standing next to me, and I said, "Black did it," and I pointed over my shoulder towards Black, and
the guy's last name was Black.
The guy's last name was Black, and the other kid got all pissed off, like, "Why you gotta be black?" Blah, blah. I was like, "Dude, his fucking name is Black. Like, calm down."
Yeah, oh man.
You know, it's like, Jesus, guy, like, really? Like, I mean, it was a black drill sergeant too, I'm pretty sure. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna freaking be like, "Yo, the black guy did it," you know, like.
you said it.
And so then in that moment you blew Falcon's your buddy? That's fucked up.
It was a benign thing. He didn't get in trouble for anything. It was just the drill sergeant was asking who did something, and Black did it, and I don't remember what he was doing, but he did it.
Black did it.
Black did it. Yeah. The guy got all pissed off. I was like, "Dude, chill the fuck out. Damn, that's his fucking name."
I also feel like we just live in the age of everyone looking to complain about something just to complain.
Damn sure are.
Yeah, because it's like they don't have anything else to do with their time. They don't make hobbies. They don't whatever. It's like this is their hobby. They just complain about crap on Twitter or whatever medium, or just to people's faces or whatever.
Oh, you mean the manufactured outrage of people clutching their pearls like they've never done shit before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
right.
Why I'd never.
Well, you better.
Right.
Yeah. People are funny, man. People are funny. That's why I was, you know, you just take them with a grain of salt, man. And Adrian, who keeps putting stuff on your time? I saw you post earlier. Stop putting stuff on my timeline.
Oh, George the Cos stuff, yeah.
What happened? Just people just randomly putting stuff?
Yeah, and I don't know. There was some whiny kind of far left stuff that people were putting on timeline. I was complaining about.
Like, what happened? I said, why are people bothering them?
And then a bunch of people, of course, post a bunch of oh my's and.
Oh my!
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, what is going on? I was like, why are people bothering them?
Wait, George Takei is trolling you? Is that what's going on?
No.
Oh, I do get sometimes when people try to troll William Shatner. William Shatner shats back, and
dude, William Shatner's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's quickly becoming one of my favorite Canadians.
You know? Right, that dude is just brutal sometimes.
Hey, sometimes you need that. It just makes it fun. It's good for the ecosystem. It really is.
Right.
If celebrities just start talking shit back, just having fun, just enjoy your celebrityism or whatever you want to call it. Just enjoy being a celebrity. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Or just take life as it comes at you and make something good out of it.
That's right. Because you only get
good
one.
and bad.
You only get one. That's it.
YOLO. Whatever.
You get one. So if you love the ladies and stuff like that, get all the ladies you can get. More power to you. If you're into, well, I don't know, man. Hey, I know I was ask. Do you think the people in the military are going to start buying sex robots as part of their deployment packages?
No, because
I'm just curious.
It won't be allowed because it's bad enough that you have to stash your flashlights.
You're not allowed to have them. I was there.
That's what I'm saying. You got to stash them, motherfuckers.
Right.
Be part of the deployment package.
To be fair, though, the term hooker did come from the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
They were called hookers girls.
No, they're not gonna let them be sex robots. Maybe a sex doll, but sex robot might have GPS and then give away CIA black sites.
That is true. That's probably what was up in there.
Yeah. FitBit's on sex robots.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day,
wow, this guy really took his. Wow, he really went out there.
Back in the day, you talk about medieval times. Then soldiers, there were like women in camp and so forth, wouldn't there?
Well, that's where the term hookers come from, is because General Hooker, before one of the big battles in the Civil War, went into one of the towns and rounded up a bunch of girls of some sort and paid
Nashville.
Nashville, and paid them to take care of the men and then boost morale.
Mm.
So it was the term hookers.
They've been boosting some morale up in there.
And then after they took the town, he routed them all up and put them on a boat, and no town would accept them.
Yeah.
You did what?
See that.
Hey guys, enlistment rates are up. Everybody want to enlist now. Hey, part of the deployment package.
Right. I always said they should have the MWR Whore Corps, but nobody liked that idea.
Oh my goodness! Oh, Whore Corps. Oh, that's scary.
It just rhymed.
That is scary.
Reminds me of a Family Guy joke. There's D-Day and then there's double D-Day.
Mm. Hey, at least double D, you get to do it again.
Good one.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So who's Guy Fawkes over here?
Oh my goodness!
I'm not sure. Some people just join. I actually don't know how I met Caprico.
I just came in last week.
Yeah,
So you're missing the voice modulator and a pile of Hot Pockets and your mother coming in on you while you're in the middle of trying to make a dramatic video.
But Mom,
Mom, get the
Mom, it's a command center.
You do not enter the command center when the light is on. It is on. Can you not see the light is on?
Command center. That is hilarious.
Mom, more Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets?
Nah, back in.
I'm actually referencing an actual clip from YouTube from stream from all back. There was someone back when Anonymous was still really a thing. You see these hooded guys and the Guy Fawkes mask was all dark around him, looking all ominous and intimidating. Door opens, light turns on, and there comes his mother with a Hot Pocket, and the guy takes off his mask and starts complaining, and he's just like fat little chubby teenager.
Yeah.
Fat chubby teenager.
No wonder their videos are like 5 minutes because I'm sweating
Oh man.
So, no, it wasn't my idea to do this. It was my very gracious Dutch friend who is letting me stay here a couple days before my apartment's ready here. And he was like, "Oh, I've got like the mask and a hat, so we can really make you the Guy Fawkes costume." I'm like, "Okay, they might like this, or I might get scrutinized for it. I don't know."
A hat? So where's your fedora?
Here.
If you don't have a hat, you need a fedora or a trilby.
No.
Those are the only two appropriate hats for someone wearing a V for Vendetta mask.
Yeah. No, don't have. Well, actually,
that'd be like me judging somebody, and I got. That'd be like me judging somebody, and I got Mega Man space boots. Like really, Charles. Like this what you doing?
Speaking of chubby kids that want to be hackers, has anybody seen the Tracer T video?
I have not.
There's this kid out there. I guess it's pretty old or been around for a little while. Mm-hmm. There's this kid out there. It's like a elite hacker something 01 or some crap like that. And he's like, I'm going to show you how to get people's IP addresses that are visiting a website or some other thing like right now. He's like, no installs, no tools, no nothing. He's like, okay, now I'm gonna show you how to do it. And it's like kid's like serious too. Like,
you know what? He's gonna be the best. He's gonna be the best person when he grow up.
Oh God! If he learns something,
I'm gonna show you something that you ain't read. He said, "I'm gonna show you something that you ain't never seen before."
But so he's like, okay, so you press start, you go type in CMD, open a command prompt, of course. He's like, now you're gonna type in tracer T, and you can do space. He's like. And we're just going to check google.com. He's like, google.com.
And then in the middle of the video, Frederick, your dinner's ready. Mom!
No. Tracer T. Trace RT. Tracer
T. Tracer.
Right? And she's like, press enter. And like 5 IP addresses pop up. And he's like, see, and you can see who's connecting to Google and the speed they're getting. This one right here is getting some pretty good speed. So there's 5 people using Google right now.
the mom,
oh my God.
The mom pops up. You better Google your ass to this table.
It's just hilarious, man. Oh, next gen hacker. That's good.
I mean, you know how parents get when you don't come when they call you for dinner and you don't show up the first time.
I mean, this kid's got like over 1 million views on this video. Like it was 9 years ago, so he's probably working age now. Like if anybody ever figure out who he was.
Let's hope he had good OpSec in that video.
That was his picture's right there on the it's his thing, unless you use someone else's.
Oh, that he's screwed.
Right. Oh man.
All right, screw it. Mask off. I'm hot.
It just occurred to me. Speaking of like OpSec and his picture and stuff, you've all seen like the article headlines about, or read the articles about people who are replacing the faces of other people in pornography with that of other people.
Yeah. No. See, that kills me. I can see so much potential with that technology that it's ridiculous, but then everybody wants to jump straight to porn and it being a bad thing.
Porn drives the technology industry, man.
Okay, first off, the Vice article was not up against porn. It's like, hey guys, isn't this all weird? This is horrible. These 40 links right here, you can each click on if you want to. These are all wrong. Like this site, this site, and this site, and this site, they're all wrong. Let me show you another picture. That's just so you know how wrong it is. It's fucking clickbait. It's fucking clickbait.
Right.
And but the reason why I mentioned that is in the future, let's say someone is trying to throw off someone trying to trace them, be it the spooks going after spooks or criminal FBI chasing after someone, and it's kind of well known by now that if possible, law enforcement tends to take a picture of someone's webcam. What if let's say an enterprising hacker tries to replace stream a feed to the webcam to make it look like he's someone else, and so the feed the picture or the image or the recording the FBI gets would be of another person entirely.
Yeah, there's more interesting uses for it, and then a lot of things like I don't believe something is actually said or done until I actually see the video of it.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it. It's not really. It's visible. The technology will get better. It's not spoof. It's not at the point of being able to be convincingly spoofing for video, but the technology will get better. It's only a matter of time.
I hope so.
Everything's only a matter of time.
I'm not looking forward to that because there's going to be a period of time where everyone believes those videos at face value, and it's going to be like years before our institutions realize they can't trust recordings.
Right. Yeah. You have people in prison for freaking 20 years before they're like, "Oh, we were wrong."
Yeah, it's going to be it'll be a miserable transition period for whoever
you gotta wait for all
is
the
targeted
old bucks to die out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Get some younger people in there. They're like, "Oh," because apparently just re-electing the incumbent every year is the fucking smart thing to do. Because they haven't fucked up too bad this far.
It's not my congressman that's corrupt. It's everyone else.
Right? Yeah.
So everyone else get off your ass and not that sort of deal.
God forbid we vote in a third party because they can't know what they're doing. All these two parties have been fucking everything up for the last 200 years. Is got to be right.
Well, of course, because they cop on each other. They say, well,
Did somebody see the State of the Union address or whatever?
I did not watch it. No,
Did not.
I did not watch it.
I didn't.
Something about a wall and DACA kids can fucking stay if the damn Republican or Democrats that do something, and the Republicans that do something, if someone else that do something, and something else.
I don't know. I mean, 90% of it was all fucking filler and no meat. So
isn't that what everything?
Isn't that like every?
Is?
Jinx.
Isn't that just like a shithole?
I mean, to be fair, I don't think I'd want to move to fucking some of those countries, but
well, I mean, to each his own. Like I said, just because I don't want to move to the country, I wouldn't make it a shithole.
I mean, it's a shithole, but I mean, it doesn't mean that the people that live there are bad.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I think the word coming across the lines where he said people from shithole countries rather than calling the country a shithole seems to outrage is based off of him being impolite. But yeah, I mean, come on,
overblown for what it is.
Yeah, so it's like since when has shithole been a racist or partisan term? It's always been kind of used to describe countries with a underdeveloped infrastructure and a corrupt government.
But you know something? What's amazing? Now, this man has said shithole. Remember when we've called? Remember we've said shithole in our lifetime too, somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
Like that place is a shithole.
Right.
And it could be somebody that it could be their home.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You want me to go to Detroit? Hell no.
Exactly. That place is a shithole.
Hell, my dad came to move me out of my apartment, and he was like, "Wow, you've been living here? Man, this is a shithole."
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. And that was before this, and I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I'm living in a college town. What else are you going to expect?
Exactly. Hello, Cameron. Like Cameron on the thread. Yeah.
On the YouTubes.
Hopefully you're enjoying talking about technology and shitholes and sex robots and anything relevant. If you're into pen testing, we talked about that as being able to not just use tools, but being able to actually hack something. Oh, somebody's taking the mask off. Uh-oh.
What?
Somebody's taking a math class.
Oh yeah,
somebody took the math off.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's this Black Rifle coffee that's just doing it. Woo.
God. The same thing in the anonymous mask reminds me back in the earlier days. Shit. Remember back when Anonymous was like kids hacking porn sites and dumping that into 4chan?
Yeah, wasn't that the greatest days? I miss those days. I miss those kids. Like, you know, I loved all the Wares people, man. I miss those guys.
There's some of them left.
And gals.
And gals. Back on.
The file sharing community is still around, although I never really know how much of that. Well, I never really knew how much of that was like the actual stuff, but with malware put in versus
what fucking Sony's putting out there, entrap you.
Versus what?
Versus what Sony is putting out there to entrap you.
Pretty much.
I don't know how much that is really entrapment. I mean, how many people? I guess some companies, corporate trolls, seed the stuff just to send litigation letters afterwards. But for all the news is out about it, it's how common has it really been?
Mm-hmm. But just like I missed the freaks.
Whoa.
The freakers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, right.
No, seriously. Like I almost with the whole net neutrality thing, I was wondering, like, well, are we going to see like a reemergence of like the new freakers or whatever that are like, yeah, I'm not getting throttled anymore because I did this or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta cut back a little bit on the Ethernet cable and wrap some cord around it. And,
yep.
Yeah, that works.
But there's videos on YouTube. Just watch it. You got to use the Cat 17.
Yeah,
we laughing, but that shit's gonna come to that. I'm telling you, it's gonna be one day. It's gonna be some shit where,
like, short of soldering something onto the router, there's no physical attack you're gonna do by wrapping some fucking cable around your Cat 5 cord that's gonna fix it. You know what I mean?
One more.
Gimme.
Like the DOCSIS 3 hacks, like to where you can you modify the board and you can basically get
pretty much
free internet with the DOCSIS 3 stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's not you're not taking some RJ6 and wrapping it around your RJ6 and magic happens.
Hey,
so, sacrifice a chicken, do a little dance, and
hey, for all the burpers out there, meaning the burp suite people, the port swiggers out there. Hey, there's a new and improved repeater for burp suite. It's like repeater on steroids. I downloaded it today. I just haven't had the chance to play with it. But yeah, it's like a more it says like a new and improved repeater. So
is it just within a burp? Is it within Burp Suite? Just like an update?
I think it's within the update. It's within the update.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if it was a different application, so I was confused.
Yeah, hold on, and then because I fired up Burp Pro earlier, and I was like, yeah. Confirmation.
Oh, he's getting down.
Adrian's getting bored. He's playing his tower. It's his tower defense game.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. It's an extension. It's called Auto Repeater.
Oh.
You do automated HTTP requests repeating with Burp Suite. So it's an extension.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. That's all for anybody that's listening. All the burpers and the port swiggers. This is what you got. It's hot and ready. Come get it. Yep. Along with the freakers and the greppers and the zippers and the unzippers and those 7 zippers, there's something else too.
Yeah, at least I don't know. In the future, the future freakers are probably going to be the people bypassing the increasingly sophisticated content moderation tools and machine learning bots out there. Yeah. I know there's a lot of talk these days, and policy people are saying a lot of movement going forward about wanting to moderate more because it appears the main impetus is what they say alt-right trolls essentially flooding a lot of conversations to the point where you can't really see anyone other than the alt-right trolls without a great deal of effort. Which I understand the denial of service. It's kind of like a denial of service in a way of this discourse on Twitter, but not really sure how you can solve that given Twitter's scale.
And then I don't know. It's a good question. And then for all the base heads like myself, then we got the base heads out there. Well, I'm all about that basing, so I'm definitely I love basing it, and then I like to wrap it up in that nice encoding formula too, man, just to get a little extra kick.
Are you going back to your innuendos on encoding?
Ooh, yeah, man. Encoding, gotta wrap it up, encode it up. Gotta encode it up, man. That's the message that we're sending out there tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Code your packet before you insert it.
Yeah.
you gotta code before you compile.
Bro, you gotta base it up and code it up and put it in that hack in the box.
What's in the box?
A hack.
What you call me? No.
A hack.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Step 1, gotta encode the box. Step 2,
hold that box. Step 2,
put your hack in the box.
You know, and put a little fusion on it. Cold, that is. A J scripting society. They don't know how to react. The Rubies have all the gems.
Yeah, they do.
But we got Python slithering around trying to steal it.
Python's winning, man.
I tried to build a house in JavaScript. All it did was make it Angular.
The digital girls don't want pearls anymore. They just want Ruby.
Yeah.
Triangles used to be great, you know.
This is true. One day I got caught doing some Unix when Multics walked in, and my life hasn't been the same since. Now I'm still on that PDP program. I think there were 11 last I checked. So instead of J's, I got PDPs, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the J's, I got the new PDPs. They're like, what are the PDPs? They're just they're collectibles items, just like those OS2s. They need to re-release those OS2s. Or knock it off with some Novell, with a Novell sweatsuit.
Yeah.
I like back there, man.
Novell Network back in the day, man. I used to do that. I used to admin some of that shit. I actually have a C&E and all that shit. Dude, I haven't. My certifications are, damn, they're getting close to 20 years old. Shit, I'm old.
So you're a Novell engineer certified?
Yeah.
CNN?
Yeah.
CM? Wow.
Years, but yeah. Back in 1999, I was working in a computer lab at IU Southeast, and I was just a consultant helping people, like, you know, with the
Y2K bug
office and such. Yes. And they said he paid for any certification test anybody who was employed there wanted to take. So I just started taking certification tests and took brain dumps, and I became a CME. So.
Wow.
And Novell back in the day was hugely popular. That's a company though. Does Novell exist in any form now?
They got bought by someone else, and then bought by someone else, and then sold and bought by someone else.
Sorry.
Sure. I think they still have something out there though.
Yeah, I think it's OpenSUSE. That's the last OS they have.
Yeah, an open enterprise server.
Which is good.
Not really. It was a pain in the ass to work.
Oh yeah, it was. But once you got it working, it was pretty solid.
Yeah.
You couldn't hack it into yourself, but other than that, it would work.
But there was nothing like that Pegasus.
Yeah, they got bought by Micro Focus.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that Pegasus sitting on top of that Turbo.
Looks like they do ZenWorks Suite and Service Desk and some file management stuff.
Still?
Filer, whatever that is. Yeah, I don't know if Micro Focus is the one that is, did a lot of it, or if they bought Novell and this is the actually, yep, it says this is all Novell products. So yeah, they're still doing file management suite.
Wow.
A lot of Zen stuff, Service Desk, desktop containers.
Is anybody using GroupWise still?
GroupWise is still out there. It's still one of the products.
I think I've seen that somewhere.
Email, instant messaging, and scheduling for today's mobile world.
Like, here's the thing. Being an email, I never thought I'd say this, but being an email administrator is not the move.
No, it is not the move. Do not be an email administrator.
Thanks, Microsoft. Remember back in the day? Remember when everybody was striving, Exchange administrators?
That or what's the other fucking thing? Something Pages or something like that. Oh God, what is it called?
I'm trying to think.
Email.
I'll get some. I don't know. I can't think.
Use the base.
You haven't encoded. You have to decode it quick.
You know what? Yeah, I think I need the base up. Inject myself with some of that injection called SQL. Mix it up with some RFI medicine or LFI medicine.
And then shoot it with your black rifle.
Ooh, man. You ain't said nothing but the word. Put that PHP in it to get some creamer. Man.
Over the line.
You don't bring PHP into this.
Oh, man. Hey,
we don't talk about PHP here.
PHP is terrible.
PHP was popping for a long time.
I think it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't say nothing about Pear. I can't say nothing about Pear.
Popping host profusely. Oh.
I can't say nothing bad about Pear. PHP saved my life in a couple of ways. You know?
Damn it. Now I really want to know what the name of that stupid freaking email system is.
And you know?
Whose email system?
It's something Pages. Or something like that. It's the direct competitor to
the GroupWise
Exchange. Or was. I don't know if it's even. I mean, it's still around, but it's like a legacy.
Well, Lotus Notes.
Lotus Notes. It's Pages. See, there we go. Yeah, Lotus Notes was the other one everyone wanted to go into because it was the big thing.
Lotus was a lady at heart.
God damn, I hate that when I can't remember something.
Wait a minute, I think there's only one major company in this city that still uses it, but I can't disclose the name.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going like it's dying because it's a fucking huge pain in the ass to work with. It's of course IBM, so IBM is a pain in the.
And the only reason why I know this is because my sister works for them, and I looked over and I was like, "Really, y'all still use that fucking shit?"
Right.
Hey, Bonita Applebone, gotta put me on. Well, I gotta say. Yeah, no, some people still love that old school stuff, you know?
Apparently, like I've thank God, never had to mess with it, but apparently it's a huge pain in the dick to manage. Like, excuse my idiom there, but
nothing wrong with that.
I haven't said pain in the dick at work yet, thank God. I almost did the other day. I was, God, that looks like a pain in the dick. And it's like, oh, nope, can't say that.
No, when you say stuff like that, it makes me think of a clinic.
Right? Yeah. You know?
Sounds like a different problem.
That's probably where you feel like you got to go after you fucking work on Lotus Notes.
Like, man,
sure, your chicks are fucking.
Yeah. Because
you pee now.
Bro, you slip up and say that at work. Man, this is a pain in the dick. What? You need to go to the clinic?
Yeah, probably.
You'll be labeled for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, them coffee room breaks.
You'll get real quiet.
Don't mess with him, girl.
Don't mess with him.
That's the pain in the dick, dude.
Yeah. You need pills for him.
Exactly. They got me written on the bathroom wall.
That's an Army thing. I'm sure fucking Jack's heard everyone say it 100,000 times.
It gonna be a penis broken in half on the bathroom wall. Don't mess with him.
What was it, the new guy where he breaks his dick?
Yeah.
What is that you got in your pocket?
But then it might be the reversal, because she'd be like, well, somebody just got to find out if it's true.
Right. Hey, maybe. No, maybe.
Like, I just have to know.
The office skank.
Right?
Yeah.
Be like that time of Family Guy. Do I give you money or something?
Right.
Oh man.
That's the old something you worry about.
Oh, that's awesome.
I put the link.
Yep, nice beef.
Okay.
Yeah, that was always the worst time of my life, to be at work and find out I got STD.
Oh man. Literally. Jesus.
I was like, oh shit. They looked at me and I was like, fucked the wrong bitch.
Yep. Your stomach start hurting.
No, not my stomach. Shit. This started burning.
Yeah.
Something starts hurting.
Look, he's scared.
Something's hurting, but it's not that high.
So Jack, you want some water? Nah, don't give me water. You never see Jack drinking anything. He never goes to the bathroom. I wonder why.
Jack, you didn't get the class, Jack.
Yeah.
You didn't get the class.
Jack never drinks nothing or eat nothing.
Might have to contact Jack's supervisor and get him a
Yeah.
refresher on that class.
Jack can't use that bathroom. That's why he ain't eating. Fire.
Jack knows what class I'm talking about.
Got that eternal fire. Is that a new cologne? No, eternal fire. Jack is so cool. He has a cologne I've never seen before, and it doesn't have a smell to it.
Oh shit.
Like, where can I buy this? Jack, baby, it's not for sale. Tell you it's not for sale. You don't want this.
Stop, please stop. Okay, I warned you.
Yes, no.
Oh, I love my life. I'm sorry, I got my healthy dosage of Black Rifle and Charles in Charge binge watching all day. So yeah.
You better get it in while you can, because if it turns out that those allegations that Nicole Eggert level against Scott Baio are true, that's how we go away at Cosby Show.
Bro, I already downloaded. Dude, I downloaded all the seasons of it.
What happened?
As soon as the allegations came out against Scott Baio,
I didn't hear about that one.
Bruh, seriously. As soon as the allegations hit, I said, oh shit, let me go get the episode.
Gotta download the thing.
You gotta get those AVIs. Get your AVIs here. Get your AVIs.
Yeah.
ABIs only dealing MP4s.
Shoot, I get them AVIs, man. Hey, anything that can play on VLC play anything.
Yeah.
DLC will play anything.
But yeah, nah. Soon as that came out about Scott Baio, I said, "Uh oh, let me get to work." Because you around to never see that again. Cosby Show was a lesson. that was a lesson.
Oh shit!
Said,
What not to do?
What not to do?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, I can't see Claire. What the hell is going on here? Can't even see Claire in the afternoon. Cliff messed it up for everybody. I know they was mad on that show because they was messing up their royalty checks.
Oh no,
That show ain't playing. I had hardware to buy or whatever. You never know what they into. Only ones that wasn't suffering. Well, I mean, maybe Rudy is because she got child support. But yeah, them royalties was nice for a long time, and Bill had to go and fuck it up.
I think he was fucking it up all along.
Oh, did he?
He just got caught.
He just got caught. He said, "Baby,
How
not a fruit cup."
How old was Scott Baio during this time, though?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No, I know how, because it said it happened in the 80s. I looked it up. I didn't hear about it. But so I said it happened in the 80s. How old was Scott Baio at the time?
I heard he
messed
messed
with a grown ass man.
Yeah,
Was he?
I heard he messed with the chick, Janie. I heard he messed with Janie back in the day. I'm like, Janie from Charles in Charge.
Nicole Eggert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
I'm calling her name like I know her. That's terrible. Yeah. That's how much I watched the show. I was a huge fan. But
Scott Baio would have only been 20 in the 70s or the 80s. No, he'd have been. Yeah, he was 20 in the 80s.
But she was a
but I mean, she was
teenager.
like 14.
Yeah.
I was like 17-ish, like there's like a freaking 2 or 3 year rule in every state.
No,
No, not usually.
No, she's 14, dude. That's
it.
No, there is literally a 2 or 3 year rule in every state. Some states, some states don't even have a rule.
But
14 will get you 20.
True.
and an ass whooping.
In some states.
Yeah.
In some states.
In some of those states, I believe the thing would be that it has to be done with the express consent of the parents when they're So that's a caveat to do it.
Someone asked about that law a while back. One of the places says that, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't know." I googled it real quick, and it was like, because the joke in the army is, 16 is legal in Alabama. When you're Fort Benning.
16 states, I think.
So it's
but it's like so I googled it, somebody was saying something about it, and I was like, holy fuck, some of these states are just, things are fucked up. Some of them are down there. I was like, that's a little creepy.
That was interesting when someone asked me what the age of consent was in the state I lived in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 18, and I've always heard people saying it was 18. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it's 16, but federal's 18, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, it's weird.
No.
Also, laws in Indiana, Kentucky, like if you go across state lines, then that becomes illegal.
No, if you remember,
yeah, because that's how that one teacher got hemmed up.
If she's 16 and you're 18 and you weren't previously in a relationship before you turned 18 or older, I suggest not doing it.
You know what's crazy? And this guy, like I said, I grew up with him, and he was messing with this girl, young girl, and he got put on the registry list, and they wound up just staying together. I guess he was just like, screw it. I might as well just be with her since I'm already on the list. I can't get nobody else.
Yeah, you're on the list.
That's probably what happened. Life. He's done. He's done. I don't, man. Listen, I'd be going crazy.
It's not worth it, man. Like you lose so much freedom for fucking messing with a little kid, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
it really doesn't even have to be a little kid. I mean, fucking, it could be 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, you know she young. You know she young when she can't be. Come on, they be knowing when she young. You know she young when she got the baby voice but a woman's body. Come on, man. Come on,
Well,
man.
I mean, I don't know about that because I've been tripped up, but now that I'm a lot older, I know exactly what to do. Send her ass to the liquor store.
Here's a really easy one, so you don't even have to do that. You can just ask how old she is.
No, because I did that. She said she was 18.
Yeah, they'll lie.
Yeah, okay.
But
then she told you that she's 18. You said she told me she was 18, but then she wouldn't corroborate that because then she's the one.
Yeah, so that's why you send her ass to the liquor store.
That's why you have her sign the affidavit that says I am at least 18 years of age and I consent to these activities.
In my dorm hall.
Wouldn't the liquor store be 21?
The liquor store would be 21, which you're kind of cutting out a few years there. So.
But if she comes out with some cigarettes, then
Yeah.
but you're cutting out 18, 19, and 20. I mean, that's 3 years you could be messing with still.
You know what? So that's a great idea. He's like, oh, so how? Just to find out how old they are. Come on, baby, let's go to the ABC store real quick. Where we going? I need you to pick me up a bottle of liquor.
Well, we know where Charles is from.
Hey, everybody's seen the ABC store. I just use that as an example, but
that's about me. Yeah. Likely story.
I'm sticking with it.
My freshman year, a buddy of mine and I decided to make consent forms to post up in the hall for people to just like grab and use, and we literally sat down and we like wrote out this really stupid like contract of like I submit to this person and blah 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 as a joke, and then we were gonna make more forms for like oral and anal and all that fun stuff as a joke. It was like just so that you would have it in writing, because at that point everyone was. It wasn't like as bad as it was now, but I think Cosby had just come out, so we were all like making jokes about that.
Hey, that sounds a little American Pie-ish to me, with the tip jar. That jar.
There you go.
Was it the vagina jar or something? The virgin jar. Yeah. Yeah. Sound a little. Yeah, like that. What the? But it's all fun, life lessons.
Live and learn.
Yeah. I love my life. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, but that Scott Baio, I wasn't playing. I was like, all right. Yeah, I still can't believe it. I'm like, damn, Scott. All you gotta do is collect the royalties, man. Just keep your mouth shut.
Stop pedophilia after puberty.
Oh my God.
You just have to throw that in, eh?
It's like, boom, done.
I can't even do the but up on it.
Well, that's too bad. But up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, R. Kelly's still out, so doesn't matter, right?
Oh gosh.
What was all Kelly's saying? He's like peeing on an underage girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said when you're talking teenager, how are we talking? That's pretty much what he said.
Seems like R. Kelly took my statement to heart.
He's like a chicken hawk in the coop.
Oh my gosh.
He looked just like my ex-wife Aaliyah.
You know what? Little cute Aaliyah's got that vibe. Oh man, it's amazing. Like the people that are like, I guess no longer around, or they're around but they're not really relevant anymore. And messing with, I don't know, but I blame the parents though. That's the parents' fault. The consent.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Speaking of consent, I put out like an 11-year-old parody video of lawyers mediating sex between two college students.
Bet you they enjoyed it.
Videos.
My client is not into Section 3. You know, your client knows better.
Move the hand. It's the no-go zone.
Oh my gosh.
About those Fitbit trackers.
Yeah, it's like kind of surprised when I started seeing someone say, "Oh wait, that's Fort Meade," and oh look, there's a diagram of where more than one person has walked around Fort Meade. So yeah, that's. I was actually kind of surprised that the walls in that place were thin enough that I don't know. I would have thought they would have had something to try to block such signals from inside.
Or even just have people who are on base turn off GPS or whatever. But
It depends. So the fact that they had some sort of radio device on them means that most likely wasn't a secure facility.
I don't know anything about Fort Meade other than the NSA headquarters.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, if it was a secure facility, you're not allowed to bring Apple Watches and phones and fucking all that stuff in there.
It seems kind of silly, but have you ever seen one of these?
A sexual consent form? Yeah.
oh,
It's kind of an awkward formality.
Yeah, I guess it breaks the mood a little bit. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I had my lawyer review this?
Of course, sure, of course.
Thank you, Penny. Okay. I, the undersigned, give Judah?
Yeah, that's me.
Right. Give Judah on this date, the 10th of January, full consent to the following sexual activity: kissing, smooching, pecking, whispering dirty thoughts, ear nibbling. Okay, ear nibbling, Frenching, caressing, light petting. Look, this groping is not going to fly.
What's wrong with the groping?
On principle, my client does not do groping. Oh, what do you think you're doing?
Just a sobriety check.
I only had like one drink tonight.
Oh, wow. Huh?
You done?
Sure. Where were we?
Groping.
Right. Fondling.
Okay.
Feeling up.
Okay.
Bra removal with his teeth.
Okay, but that really doesn't do anything for my client.
Fine.
Okay.
Nipple play.
Right. My client would like to clarify sucking, biting, no twisting.
My client. Humping.
Check.
Tummy kissing.
Check.
Removal of shorts.
No, we are not agreeing to anything below the belt line.
My client doesn't understand.
My client doesn't like to go there on the first date.
My client normally wouldn't either. It's just he's never felt this close to a woman before.
My client thinks it's worth the wait.
But my client really likes her.
My client does too, but
In fact, my client may love her.
my client thinks your client is saying that just to get in her pants.
My client utterly objects. My client wouldn't mind if they waited for months. It's just that he knows they're right for each other. So why not just enjoy themselves in the moment?
My client is starting to fall for your reasoning, but wants some insurance.
For instance?
My client wants unlimited phone privileges, and she wants to meet your client's parents within 1 month.
3 months.
2.
Fine.
that was like the one that he was freaking out at.
Yeah, symbol of your client's social castration.
As long as your client throws in a few panties for the trophy case at the frat house.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay, my client is not interested in the hand job.
Neither is mine.
Great. Oral sex?
That my client is interested in.
5 minutes.
We want at least 10.
My client will do 10 minutes as long as your client reciprocates.
My client doesn't follow.
My client thinks your client knows exactly what we're talking about.
If your client is Article 17, my client just doesn't go there.
If your client wants 10 minutes of Article 16, he sure will.
On principle, he just doesn't do it.
My client says you can't run from second base to home plate without crossing third.
Okay, 10 minutes of Article 17.
And we're on to intercourse. My client agrees to positions 1 through 7 as well as 13.
13?
My client thinks she might as well get some enjoyment out of this.
Fair enough. Well, I think we've covered just about everything. Of course, I can bring up Article 20.
Not in your wildest dreams.
I had that.
Okay.
What's Article 20? Like anal?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's assume that and not something else.
Been a pleasure.
Likewise.
I'm glad that little formality is out of the way.
I feel so much better now.
I want to know what positions 1 through 7 and 13 are now.
Yeah, really.
I'm waiting for the porn.
Well, I didn't catch it. What you say at the end? What the lady at the end, was the threesome going to happen? What happened there?
What was that?
What happened at the end? Was a threesome was going to happen?
Freezing.
I forgot. I haven't seen the video in a long time, so I forget if there was anything else after that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like another. Yeah, I didn't catch that. That another girl walked in, but she goes, "Should I get my lawyer?" And they both look at each other like, That's what Articles 30 through 40 are.
Why, yes, you should.
Fucking. It's like a guide for. It's like a look into California or San Francisco.
Mm.
But this is like a 10 years. The guy who made it was a fucking prophet. It was made like 11 years ago. My gosh.
Yeah. That's fucking. We're getting pretty damn close to that today. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. It's. You know, this sex policy is weird. I have a hard time seeing like yes means yes stuff spreading across the nation.
Or just, I don't know. Maybe, for me, it's just like common decency and common sense just doesn't exist in those situations. Like no one was thinking like either one of them was drunk and did something and one didn't stop them or whatever. And one couldn't stop them because said person was drunk or whatever, or just
or both of them were drunk and
yeah. I think we figured something out. I think there's a link here and I can't put my finger on it. Just do to anyone that watches this, just do things when you're sober, not when you're drunk. Just think rationally. Maybe. I don't know.
So much for going to the bar.
Hey, meet people, get their phone number, but then contact them later when you're sober. Maybe, I don't know.
Nah,
take a picture too, so you know what's going on.
Nah, it never works out because, yeah.
They sober up
in the moment. Yeah. Good point.
That's what he looked like in the light. Oh God.
No, more like that's what you look like. Oh God.
Oh, I've been.
I think.
Oh God.
I think that's what chat. I think that's what chat was referring to earlier when I took the mask off. It's like, oh God, put it back on. No one said kill the camera feed, so I'm thinking it was just like whatever. Still got it here.
We didn't want to make you self-conscious.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I'm just joking.
No, I know. It's good. Sweet.
How come Charles is so quiet? Robots?
Just going Transformers on us.
He's got a cool collection. None of the
I
robots.
found myself recently indulging my internal 15-year-old boy, buying various things from the Bud Kid catalog. Got me some sword canes coming, or a sword cane coming, a tomahawk, a couple of like a plastic knife. You've seen these things that are designed to go through like metal detectors? Like people are making high impact plastics that you can use for stabby.
I've not seen those, but that sounds like something. Wouldn't that have been around for a while?
Oh yeah, that's been around for a long time.
Yeah. So I think someone would have figured out. Well, it's like, why don't we just make something that's sharp and made of plastic?
They did years ago in prison. They call them shivs.
I was like, I'm like, just a shiv? Like, just like a shaved down toothbrush or something like that. I mean, I don't know what a shiv is. My bad.
Object.
That sure sounded like it was. I would have put the mask on when I said that.
What? What do you mean? I'm not this person that I might be.
This is a fake feed.
Yeah. You know that video technology that we're talking about? Yeah, I'm replacing my face with a composite of like 20 people right now. What is going on with your mic, James?
Yeah, it's jacked up. It's acting funny for some reason.
Say robots in disguise.
Robots in disguise.
Yeah.
Is it still messed up?
Yeah.
Reboot it again.
Should have made him say roll out.
Any better?
Nope.
No.
Same deal.
Started acting funny like an hour ago. Now it's fucking retarded apparently.
You might have to pull it out and put it back in.
That's what she said.
Any better now?
No.
No. God damn it, piece of shit.
Can't
Also
hear you
what
now.
she said.
I was thinking that.
What else? What else went through all this shit?
I need to get some projects going. I need to get I need to get some shit packed up for besides Huntsville. I know I need to get into my Pelican case, pull out one of the scalers that VGA to HDMI scalers, and either repair it or replace it with a different one. I want to go through revamp all the video capture equipment I have this year. As far as laptops, I've been using the same laptop since I think was it 2014. Yeah, 2014. Been using these same laptops, and I'm thinking it's probably time for a revamp. But I want to see, you know, when Intel releases the next processors.
I don't know, but I can look that up quick. I think they were projecting them to be at during this year, but with this Spectre and Meltdown, that might be pushed back because they may have to go back to the drawing board, or they knew about it already and didn't tell anyone, so they knew this was coming, so they set themselves up for it.
They knew.
High on my list of things I want, because I tried to keep 6 running rigs. Derby County requires 5 graphics racks, but I try to keep 6 rigs so I have extra just in case. And I want better mouse, higher resolution screens because that 1366 by 768 is getting really fucking annoying. Touchpad though is touchpad on the latest laptops I have. They've been annoying me for the last several years.
Yeah, you just answered a question I was about to ask, so I'll just leave it at that.
What touchpad?
No, no. I mean, why not have a monster transcoding box? But then you have to lug that shit on a plane, and that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Adrian, 8th generation is out as of October 6th of last year. So you can buy those on the market, or they're on the market now. So we would, yeah, that's interesting. So for the Meltdown thing, we would have to wait for like 9th gen to come out to get the Spectre fix, unless they figure something out in microcode or whatever it is.
Now, when you talk about generation in this context, what was the first generation? Generation of what?
Of Intel processors.
The 8088?
Yeah. Or the 8700K or whatever in that stuff.
I'm a little confused by Intel's branding anymore because I see Pentium inside anymore. I'm like, okay, you use that term, but then stop using that term. Now you're using this term again, but it's not.
From what I remember, it's i3 is just very small, or it's like 1 or 2 processors with hyperthreading, and then like it's like dual core with hyperthreading or something like that, and then like an i5 is just straight cores, maybe, or that's at least how it used to be, and then i7 is all cores with hyperthreading or something like that, or higher core count. And then the K is always, you can overclock it, or it's set up to do overclocking. And then they have, and then laptops is just like, I don't even know. Because laptop processors, they'll throw in like the one that I have right now is like a 4710 HQ or something like that. I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Yeah, 4720 HQ. It's like, I don't even know what that would mean. High quality. There you go.
Yeah, I need to find some new laptops. I want something compact and reliable and USB-free, mobile USB-free ports and.
Yeah, there's some good ones that I've seen around. Like, well, how portable do you need it to be in terms of like screen size and also like?
I'm using it been about I think 15 inches.
Oh, okay.
But I'm fine with going smaller because I like to be able to pack the shit easier. And I have people sometimes ask me to do really weird, like expect me to record numerous sessions. I'm like, oh no, can't do it.
Yeah. Asus makes it's called the Zen Book, I think, and it's a very small. They go from I think 11 inches to 13 inches for the screen size, but they come with no, that's it. Like my buddy bought one and it had a full i7 and GTX like 950 or something like that in it for the graphics card. But that was like the all-out model for it. The very expensive one. I don't know. I played around with it a little bit. It had a nice form factor to it, so I liked it. Yeah.
Well, I probably should hit the hay. It's about 3 a.m. here now, so I should probably go to sleep.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you. All right, have a good day, guys. Or night.
Have a good one. You will never forgive. You'll never forget.
So is this
Mr. Anonymous.
you want to discuss?
Yeah,
Don't sleep with that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Don't sleep with that.
I have to. I'll send you guys a picture in Hangouts that my buddy took when we were setting up the whole costume and everything. We had like the lights all down, and yeah, he's got LEDs
lights?
all over his. He had LEDs all over.
Did the LED spell faggot?
Oh, okay.
Nothing personal. Nothing personal. It's the anonymous thing. It's the anonymous thing.
Yeah. It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea. He was like, "Oh, I've got this, and this, and we can make you this for the podcast." I'm like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get scrutinized for this, and I did. Yay! I was right. I didn't want to be. All right,
you're forgiven.
See you guys. Yeah, see you guys around.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bye-bye.
The processors are all the same, no matter which one you get.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so basically what it is they, like the i7 or whatever generation processor it is, they make the processors, and as they're coming off the line, they measure them, and depending on how many cores have failed or didn't get properly made, that's what it gets labeled as. So the shitty ones are i3s, the okay ones are i5s, and the decent ones are i7s, and the really good ones are the i7 black box or whatever they are.
If everything was manufactured perfectly great, they just
it would all be
cripple
i7
it in
black
firmware.
box. Yeah, well, yeah, there's that too.
That too, yeah.
If they need more i3s, they just cripple an i5.
It's not just CPUs for this stuff. Like GPU, it's manufacturing 101.
Right.
Yeah.
You can sell the same product to a bunch of different markets and you just lock it down cheaply. It's kind of part of the reason why they're not exactly open sourcing their firmware.
Well, yeah. Because then you just open it up just like the old chips you used to be able to get, right?
Right. That's why, who was it? Intel or someone, it was like Intel or AMD sued one of the, I think it was Asus is who they sued because they had the core unlocker and you could unlock the cores they turned off.
I have that for my ASR Rock motherboard.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, there was a lawsuit over it.
I'm not sure what legal grounds they would have to sue them over.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what came of it or whatever, but there was a infighting between them.
You have no control on what person puts into your board, so.
Well, there's that. Yeah, true.
Well, really. I remember the old Celeron 300As. Remember them ones? You could just
I remember
clock the shit right out of them until you fried them.
I had one of the jobs on as a contractor. We had like piles of fucking Pentium 3 computers, and a couple of them had the MSI boards that were really good for overclocking. And I fucking melted like 4 or 5 Pentium 3s trying to get them up to like 3 gigahertz. These are like 1.8 gigahertz freaking processors. I'm like trying to get them like 3.2.
And the screen gets all funky before it melts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just had fucking piles of these computers, and like we couldn't throw them away. We couldn't do anything with them. And I was like, well, fuck, I want to learn how overclocking works and what each setting does and how I can, how far is too far. Yeah, you start getting close to 3 gigahertz and they fucking melt down. It's good times.
I went into liquid cooled, and man, you could really drive them hard.
Yeah, I didn't have any liquid cooling components. All I had was the fucking stock fans that came with them.
I built a computer one time dipped in oil. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah. It's, mineral oil submerged.
Yeah. It worked awesome.
Did you see the guys in Norway for the what's that benchmarking tool for computer 3D Mark?
3D Mark, yeah.
They were going for the freaking 3D Mark like world champion number or some crap like that. And they're like in the middle of Norway or someplace like where it's fucking frigid as hell, in like this wooden or cement bunker with all the windows and doors open, and they're like in these huge parkas, and they fire the fucking computer up and start running 3D Mark, and they're like watching the temperature, and as soon as it hits a certain temperature, they start pouring liquid nitrogen directly onto the CPU.
Holy.
And that's how they were cooling it. They were just like fucking pouring.
Here, you hold the frame.
But they eventually got it. But yeah, man, like freaking, I was like, dude, that's nuts.
Oh, I used to play with shit like that too. It was actually kind of fun, but it gets expensive after a while.
They literally had like 52 boards behind them where like the fucking CPU had literally like exploded and like knocked holes in the boards, and like, yeah, it was crazy.
We used to take capacitors and line them up and like get a salesman to walk in and plug in a machine, and it would go boom, right? And they'd be having a demo on this machine in like an hour, right? And they'd be going, "What the fuck? You just blew up our machine." And I go, "No, you plugged it in." You know? I didn't touch it. And then we'd roll it into the showroom, right? And they'd be all panicking, and we'd plug it in, and it would be all working, and they'd be like, "Oh, what happened?" And we'd just go, "Oh, nothing. We think it's okay." Yeah, they didn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, right. Apparently, this has become a thing. Liquid nitrogen cooling has become a thing. Like there's several people that have done it, it looks like.
Well, as soon as you put a YouTube out, then everybody's got to do it, right?
I've heard of that in like competitions to see how high you can overclock it.
Yeah,
beyond that, I'd never heard of it.
That's what these guys were doing. Was they were like college students in like Norway or something. It was literally they were out in the middle of the snow basically, and they were trying to get the highest 3D Mark thing they could get. So they were overclocking the shit out of everything, and then they were pouring liquid nitrogen directly on top of the CPU. This was in the early 2000s that I saw this. It was just one of those things that stuck with me forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, there is no benefit to it. You know.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Like, you know, it was just something I thought was cool. I was like, fuck, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I built the oil machine.
I had plans to put a server in an oil rig.
I put it in an aquarium. You ever seen one of them small little aquariums made out of plastic?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
With the little light on the top and stuff like that. Yeah, I did it right in there. Put the light on back on it, just like an aquarium. Aquarium PC, man. It was pretty cool.
I've seen people where they have like warm water fish. They'll actually put the like plexiglass in a larger aquarium to segment it off.
Oh yeah.
And then epoxy it in with the aquarium epoxy, and then they use their computer to heat the water because it, you know, the transference or conduction of the heat across the plexiglass keeps the fish water at the proper temperature, as long as they don't go do anything crazy.
Oh yeah. It would work.
Yeah, I've seen a few people that have done that. Like cichlids, I think, want a water temperature around 80 or 90 degrees, and yeah. So instead of running a heater, they run their computer in there, and it, all the heat transfer keeps everything cool and hot the way it's supposed to be. Which I was neat.
Yeah.
Until you get a leak.
I wanted to get one of them old Macs, they were just strictly a pitcher tube, the old CRT style, and then put it in there. You know.
What were they called? The Apple Collar or something like that?
Oh yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I remember those. A couple of those in school.
Well, that's showing our age.
Right. I think you got me by a little bit, but yeah,
you did. I did probably got everybody by a little bit in here.
I'm getting up there. I start, like fucking someone came across the news or some hacker feed or something like that the other day, and they were like, Kids today don't know what a dial tone is. Like, I think it was someone on the cast was saying that like their cousin or something like that didn't know what the fuck a dial tone was. I'm like, holy shit, I'm old. Like,
what do you mean rotary?
I never got the point of people making this.
If you hit this white button that hangs up the phone a bunch of times, you'll hear a voice on the other end.
Right? Yeah. No,
well, when we were young, we had party lines. You had to make sure somebody else wasn't on it.
Party lines.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Somebody got a busy signal. They called somebody and got a busy signal, and they were like, "Dad, I don't know what it's doing. It's just making this weird noise." I was like, "Holy fuck!"
I gotta get a T-shirt with that on it.
Like a 17-year-old kid, like, "Dad, I don't know what it's doing. It's just making this weird noise." Oh fuck! Try explaining to me. You're older than the internet. Exactly.
Oh, just text them. Send them an email.
It texts you back though and says that this is a landline and we can't text that number.
That's true. It does.
And then people are like, "What's a landline?"
Well, back when I was young, we all had them. We had to walk uphill to use them.
I freaking remember modems, like fucking, like it got so bad, like me like screaming at my sister or someone would call and fucking kick me off the internet. I'm like, "God damn it, motherfucker!" Like,
I do remember them days.
It got so bad. My parents actually bought another line and fucking blocked all incoming calls on it, so I could fucking get on the internet.
I'd have buddies walk over and go, "I've been trying to get a hold of you for like hours."
Fuck you! I was trying to download a picture.
Yeah, a screensaver.
Right. Fucking 3 megs, dick. It's gonna take all night.
Somebody would pick up the phone and would kill it.
Oh, okay, you had to start all over too. You didn't fucking remember where you were at. No, fuck no. Couldn't do that shit. God damn.
I remember when they released 28.8, and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go get it."
Hey, like I was a kid-ish around that time, and it was like but like looking at some stuff I probably wasn't supposed to, and I'm waiting and it's coming in line by line, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, here we go, getting to the good part." And then someone would fucking come home and you go to close the window and it takes fucking 8 minutes for the goddamn thing to stop. You're like, fuck, you just like turn off the monitor. Of course it's CRT, so and this image stays there for another 5. You're like, fuck. Quick, cover with a sheet and unplug the computer.
It would be so hot to be smoking.
Fucking hated CRT monitors, man. LCD monitors fucking saved every kid there has ever been from fucking getting caught by their mom.
Just off the radiation alone. I remember having a 21-inch, man. You could feel the heat from that thing. You could almost cook an egg. But it had a wicked picture.
You ever fucking touch the screen and then go touch your buddies? Like,
oh yeah, whack! It would just snap.
Oh man, can't do that shit anymore either.
Time. You'd be sleeping on the floor, just reach over, whack.
Yeah, luckily, my monitor had an auto degausser, so I never had to go through that part.
Oh, that was awesome, eh? It would just kind of just smoke it. It would just go. I still have one of them downstairs. It's too heavy. It's like 100 pounds.
I know, dude.
I'm like, I'm not carrying that up.
Drop that shit on your foot and break it in half.
Yeah. No. Little shards everywhere.
No, the monitor won't break. Your foot will.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've dropped them before. They bounce.
Yeah, that old beige plastic ain't messing around, man. That's some hard shit. Oh fuck. True. In theory, all CRTs do have a degausser. Not in practice, though. Apparently.
That's just taking the magnetic fields away.
Yeah.
It's really
You know
all
what?
it's doing.
I don't remember what happened. I guess your fucking colors blurred or blended or something like that.
Yeah. And then it would just come back and just whoosh, and everything would appear brighter.
Yeah,
Or
I did not,
what was one said? Ultra cool. I think it said right beside the button, the DGOS button was ultra cool.
Ultra cool. Fucking epic, man. Oh god. Oh, my DSL was shit. People could talk on the phone while you were on the computer.
Oh yeah. The first time I got
But
my
you had to
cable
have the
modem.
filter. You had to have the filter though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't know filter nowadays.
Now fiber optics is the thing, you know.
Right.
You know, it's amazing on how technology just keeps building on shit.
At least you can bend your phone cables.
Yeah. Yeah. Try that with your fiber optic line.
Right.
You have 10
I don't know.
engineers.
You can go ahead and bend your fiber line. I'm not going to bend mine because it's a fucking pain. Because it's a fucking pain in the ass to fix.
Yeah, it is. Probably easier to fucking dig it up and put a new one in. Oh. Now, like, fucking people get paid. Used to get paid a lot of fucking money to splice fiber.
A buddy of mine did it. Yeah, he made a killing.
A lot of money.
It'd be tedious fucking work, though, man.
Yeah, one of my buddies, his dad did it for Verizon for a while, and they had like this van, and the floor in the van like opened up, and then it had a table, so they would drive over the area, and then the floor would open up, and they would pull the lines inside of the van, and he had a table with a seat, and he would sit in there and just fucking work inside this van.
Yeah.
And then fucking drop the cable back down in and.
Guy on each end with a flashlight.
Right.
Yeah, it's blue. Get out your torch.
I think they just fucking sorted it out at the very end. Like, it's like, I don't know. Send some signals down the line. I'll tell you which one lights up. 3 of them lit up. Fuck, I don't know what happened.
Well,
they melted.
Right.
They took out part of our plant one day. They sent a backhoe in to take out and get some extra room so the water would drain. And he took out the fiber optic line to all these trailers. And they didn't realize it for a couple of days. And I'm sitting in the back room in our little makeshift fucking network area. And I'm like, they're like, we got no internet, eh? And I look and everything's just dead, right? Like there's no lights coming in. You can see all theirs flashing to beat hell. And I go, well, somebody hit the line. And they're like, oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It took them 2 weeks. And I'm like, you guys got to be joking, man. Like, this is your network? Oh, my.
Right.
When you get paid by the hour, they don't care. And we're just contractors, so who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
So I had great news in the last couple months.
Uh-oh.
I found out I may have been exposed. No, I'll rephrase that. I was exposed to asbestos on numerous occasions.
Asbestos on numerous occasions.
Yeah. That's what they said. It didn't give me that warm, fuzzy feeling, though.
Construction, they put the shit in everything, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you've ever stepped foot onto a military base or any sort of government building, you've been exposed to asbestos. For real.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's terrible.
I know some people who were trying to make a hackerspace in Louisville, and they kept referring to asbestos and aardvark for some strange reason because, I don't know, legal something or another. But it was used as insulation, right?
This uses everything. Fucking
Yeah,
siding,
paneling,
insulation, ceiling
floorboards.
panels, fucking carpet, fucking all sorts of shit. Yeah, it literally just about everything you can. If you could build something with it, it had asbestos in it at one point, apparently.
Yeah, fireproof material.
Yeah.
Brake pads.
Yep, brake pads.
And this is what they said to us. There is more asbestos in downtown Regina from cars than what you were exposed to. Oh, good thing I don't work downtown. You
Right.
know, yeah. And at least you know it. Here we're climbing around. There's big chunks of it everywhere, eh? Oh, yeah, but it's not fibrous. It is, and you step on it.
Man, I don't only think of a Canadian accent, but I normally, you know, American accent and a Canadian accent is about the same thing, but I can definitely pick up your Canadian accent, man.
Yeah, I picked up on it real quick.
Pretty cool.
I don't know if that's thanks or sorry.
I keep waiting to hear you say hoser or something.
I do like Bob and Doug. Them are the McKenzie brothers. They made Hoser famous. So you want to Google that? That's pretty good.
Don't know if I'm welcome back in Canada again. One time besides Winnipeg to speak, then I tried to pardon me, record OpSec Con in Nova Scotia, and they started work, and so they kicked my ass back out of the country. So now I'm not sure if I'm on some list or something that will keep me going, you know, easy to getting back in.
Yeah, you'd be all right. Canada doesn't forget.
I know Americans don't.
Right.
I can say that personally.
You know what?
I can't go into the States.
Why not?
I got into a fight with an American football player that was down here, and he charged me with assault. And you want to hear this? The guy is like 6'6", 320 pounds. Chased me around a 7-Eleven store. He demolished the store, trying to kill me. And I just kept taking cans and smashing them in the face. And I got charged for assault.
How big are you?
Was this in Canada?
Yeah. 5'10". Evidently wiry. I know why he didn't make the team. He couldn't catch me. They probably got it.
This was in Canada?
Yeah. He was down for a tryout for our football team.
Meet up.
Which he didn't make. I gave him a pretty good licking with cans, though. Plus, I hit him in the face with a Slurpee.
There you go.
You know what happened? I was just standing in line waiting to pay. Friday night, kind of lit. And he just comes in the store and just gives me a shove. And my first reaction was to throw the Slurpee in his face. And I wish I would have stopped when I seen the size of that cocksucker. But it was already out of my hands and right in his face.
I think
and
that's
he went
mental reaction.
But anyways, when he went back home, somehow the U.S. side of it got the documentation of his court and basically my name because I was the one who was charged. And I don't know. Every time I try to go back, they just stop me and say no. And then they try to get me to remember. Like, how do you remember a date from 20 years ago? Like, I know it was a Friday, but other than that, I don't know. It was in October, I think. Snow was on the ground. So, and then they think you're lying. Like, really? I don't think so. I would like to go back to the States, though. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Disneyland.
Just don't tell them who you are.
Yeah, that goes over well too. All these people are not related to me in the car. I'm just a hitchhiker.
Just hide in the trunk. They never check there.
You mind pulling over into the lane, please?
Yeah, I got a passport when I started working for Trusted Sec, but I haven't actually used it for work at all yet.
I went to Mexico once. Oh.
Me too. I found out I couldn't get back into the States. That was how I found out.
So did you have to get a boat to go home?
No, I had to sign a letter
saying
I was going to leave the U.S. on a certain date, and that I would not come back in.
Fun stuff.
My wife's parents didn't find it funny.
Well, nice to meet you, and I will never see you again unless you guys come north.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, honey, you should find somebody else. So how'd you fix your mic, James?
I turned it off and on again a couple times.
Well, there you go. You said it's wireless, right?
Yeah, it's wireless. I think the fucking elephant that lives above me is doing some fucking shit. I don't know, because it never had problems until the elephant moved in.
Elephant?
Dude, I swear to God, this fucking family or person or fucking gargantuan moved in above me at this apartment I'm staying in right now, and fucking all they do is stomp around all fucking day and all night. It's either that or they got a fucking ginormous fucking cow dog up there or something. Because they don't fucking sit down, they just stomp around like boom, 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 boom.
It's in 20 years, pretty much.
Yeah, I fucking don't ever want to go live in one again. I kind of want to walk upstairs and fucking throw a Slurpee in their face.
Don't do it.
Fuck you guys, Slurpee. Yeah. They're big. I'm betting on fat though, so I should be able to get away.
Oh, fear helps you. Trust me.
Right.
Oh. Hell, I was going to try out for the football team after that. I was like, hey, fuck, if I can beat this guy.
Right.
If he would have made the team, I might have. Well, you need a running back, don't you?
Right. Fucking send that guy after me.
Just give me a Slurpee.
Oh, shit.
How's the weather?
Cold, then hot, then cold, then hot, and cold again.
Yeah, it's been weird this year too here.
It's
minus
fucking
33 today, and yesterday was +1 or something.
Yeah.
It's just fucked up.
Is that an American or Canadian?
Oh, Celsius. Yes, Canadian.
Dude, like what the fuck is up with the conversion for that? It's fucking whatever the Celsius number is plus 32 fucking times 9/10 or some shit. It's like fucking retarded.
Yes.
Or is it 10 ninths or I don't know. It's like it's why don't you say 1.1? Like,
or just fucking cold.
Right.
Or fucking hot.
Yeah, like okay, so temperature in Fahrenheit equals temperature in Celsius times 9/5 plus 32.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Nobody said it would be easy.
Like what the fuck? Like why? Where's this fucking 9/5 coming from? Because freezing in Celsius is 0, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so freezing in Fahrenheit is 32.
Yep.
Why do we fucking add this 9/5 or multiply by 9/5?
I don't know, because it changes as it goes higher and as it goes lower. for some strange reason.
Fucking random compression ratio in Celsius or something.
I guess so. All I know is when I walk outside, I go, "Oh fuck,
fuck, it's cold."
Yeah.
I don't know. My car's completely frozen over, so I'm going to chalk that up to fuck that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So 0 degrees Celsius is 32.0 degrees Fahrenheit, but -1 degrees Celsius -1 degree is 30.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Like you went 1 fucking degree in one and 0.8 in the other, or freaking 1.8 in the other.
1.8 in the other, yeah.
Like really? Like what the hell? How the fuck does that work?
I don't know, kind of like inches and centimeters. You know, how do you figure 2.5 centimeters equals an inch? You know, like you couldn't make it a better conversion, so like everything would be like equal. You know, like I still don't understand people's thoughts when it comes to shit like that. I could do both in my head, which is really odd and weird, but we're supposed to work in metric, but yet all the people that we do the work for want it in imperial. So like you're going, okay, well, a couple centimeters, you know, oh yeah, it's about a 1/4 inch long, you know, like. Do you want me to write that on my report? It's a lot easier to go fucking 1.5 centimeters, but if you want
12 millimeters, fuck, but yeah. 5/16 of an inch.
Yep.
Stupid Celsius.
Yeah, you just know it's cold. See your breath? Yep, it's cold.
Right. It's cold outside? Yep, it's cold.
I like -35 because then I get sent home with pay. So
-35.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's fucking cold.
Yeah, it's pretty cold, yeah. Like that's -26 or something yours. Can't remember.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. And according to the manufacturer that manufactures our machines from the States, it's when it hits -20 Fahrenheit, you're not supposed to use the equipment because it won't work. And if it does, don't believe it.
Because what is it? I think it's -26, like Fahrenheit is when shit really starts getting fucked up.
Well, electronics, everything battery, right? Like nothing moves. You know, your little ions are going, fuck you. I ain't doing it. No way.
Let's see. What temperature does antifreeze freeze? Yeah, -36 Fahrenheit or -37.8 Celsius, which, see, that guy did it wrong. Because -36 Fahrenheit would not be -37.8 Celsius. That guy just did the 1.8 thing. He literally added 1.8. It's not a Wikipedia article. That is not right at all, according to what I just read on the math page. Yeah, because it's -30 is -22. Yeah, that guy did the fucking math all wrong. Fucking retards. Sorry. See, this is why I get messed up with the Fahrenheit Celsius thing. Yeah, -36 Fahrenheit, antifreeze will freeze. Which is bad.
Yes.
Apparently it hit that here in the States this year, or last year, whatever, a month ago. In like fucking Michigan or something like that. It got cold as fuck, apparently.
Yeah, they had a big article on our what is it called, Weather Network, where it hit 100 below Celsius or whatever. And it's like, really?
Yeah, that's cold.
Holy fuck. And they send a news team up, of course, you know.
Can you still feel your face?
Yeah.
No. How cold is it? Fucking cold.
When it gets that cold, they take water out here, hot water, and then they go and throw it, and it just turns into a mist.
Yeah, that was one of the things the guy said you could do at minus 36 is fucking turn boiling water into snow.
Yep. It works.
What?
It does. It works.
I mean, I've cooked an egg on the sidewalk before, but I've never turned boiling water into snow. Oh.
It's almost like a fog. Really, it's so fine of snow it turns into like a fog. You just throw it and it just totally looks like it evaporates.
It's called steam.
Yes. For layman's term, fog. Or when you're in a gas plant, that's not pollution; it's steam.
Right.
It's just yellow.
Somebody peed. It's okay.
Yeah. But it's okay if you're downwind. Had a pretty good plant-a-vac last month. That was pretty good.
A good what?
A plant-a-vac. They lost power in our plant. An accident outside of our refinery took out the power grid coming in. And when you lose power in a gas plant, my basic philosophy is to run. And they're basically playing it down and everything like that. And you could see you could feel it on the ground, this equipment just ready to let loose. And
is it because it's not like opening and closing and doing what it's supposed to do for flow? It's
backing up basically because you've got none of your pumps pumping. So all your piping is filling up, all your pressure equipment is filling up. And you just damn well hope all your PSVs, your pressure release valves, blow the atmosphere because otherwise it's got to go somewhere. And we got a couple pieces of equipment that would light up parts of Regina pretty good.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I went and parked at the gate and just waited for us to get sent home. The guys are like, "Where were you?" I'm at the fucking gate.
Not fucking here. I'm having pizza tonight. Fuck you guys.
Yep, that's right. I'm alive. You're dead.
So we talked to a survivor here. What did you do?
I got the fuck out.
What was your secret to success? Run. I play football. Oh no, foosball.
Foosball is the devil.
Has that one guy been around? What was his name? He had an anamine thing on the bottom. What was
Canopics or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Akashic Flow.
No, not him. The other one, he kind of like had a little animate on the thing. It was a girl. Fairy? I don't know. I don't want to insult him. I can't remember what his name was now. It'll come to me. Doesn't sound familiar.
Well, I don't know what is going on anymore.
Yeah.
I got
you know what's going on.
Well, I think I'm gonna call it close and see y'all next Wednesday. If anybody has any story ideas and wants to request permissions to add to the show notes, let me know. But we discussed all the stories, and I think I'm going to conk out. I'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
Right. Later.
Night, Irongeek.